All right, so let's start this session. I'm going to start this session with my introduction. My name is Rohan Anjum and I'm working with Bizlockr as a business coach. And today we're going to have a session on how to make money with Bizlockr. Now, as per the session today's concern, it's going to be a very thorough discussion that we would be having. We'll simply understand one simple point that how we can start generating revenues with Bizlockr. What are the things that we need to be working upon? What are the hustles that we would be simply doing with, and with the help of that, we would be generating like not just one stream of revenue, but maybe multiple streams of revenue and multiple sources of income. So for that particular reason, I would love to share my screen, and then I would like you like to walk you through the platform itself. So just give me a second. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right, great.
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
So first thing first, BizLocker is the platform, and our domain is bizlocker.com. And this platform allows you to basically work upon multiple hustles at the same time. And each and every hustle that you would be working, it can definitely help you to start generating revenues. And when I say revenues, I mean to say that not just one stream of revenue, but multiple streams of revenues with the help of multiple hustles. Now, the hustles that I've been mentioning you from the very start have been mentioned onto our website, have been mentioned onto each and every single hustler's web pages that we have developed for as like in complimentary service, has been mentioned over there as well. And the hustles are online courses, coaching programs, digital books, communities, online events, e-commerce, and recruitment. Now, when it comes to online courses, coaching programs, digital books, communities, and online events, basically these are the digital products. Now, what is a digital product? A product that can only be created digitally. A product that is eventually going to have a virtual imprint, not a physical imprint. Like if you can say that you simply go for a shopping and over there you can see multiple apparels there, shoes there, electronic appliances over there. So these are all the physical products. But when it comes to a digital product, these are the products that you are eventually going to create digitally. These are the products that you are going to be creating over the internet. These are the products that you are going to be selling over the internet. And these are the products that you are eventually going to giving access over the internet to the people who have actually made the purchase. Now, that means that eventually none of these digital product would ever require any kind of raw material and any kind of door to door delivery. Okay. And that is the only reason that cost of creating or cost of developing these product is very low. Like it's somewhere between very low to none. Okay. So that is how eventually it happens. That is how eventually important and easy and convenient these digital products are, that you only going to need your expertise, your skills, and your knowledge that you have gained over the period of time in any specific domain, in any specific niche, in any specific industry. So, for example, you've been working as a chef in a restaurant, or maybe you're working as an accountant in an accountancy firm, or maybe you're working as maybe a site engineer into a construction industry. Whatever expertise that you have, you can definitely use those expertise, use those skills to transform all of that knowledge into a sellable product. And that product could be a digital product. Now, within the variety of digital products, the top tier products that I would say would be online course coaching programs and digital books. Now, there's two things that I can say, or two factors that are pretty much similar in all of these three products. The first one is that the content that you are going to be using for creating an online course can be used for creating a coaching program as well, can be used for creating a digital book as well. And same goes with digital books, and the content that you would be using into a digital book can be used into the coaching programs and online courses and vice versa. So when it comes to the content part, it's going to be same and it can be reused for the other products as well. So that's the first point. The second point is that you are only going to create these three products just one time, and you can sell these products millions of times, and nobody out there is going to stop you. Not even you can stop yourself from selling it. If it's online, people would be coming and they would be buying. As long as you are going to have these target markets requirement, uh, in view while creating and manufacturing or developing these products and all. Now, at this point, I would love to mention two factors that is eventually going to influence all of your target markets or all the people who would eventually buy your product. So eventually, it's just two factors. On the basis of that, on the influence of those two factors, people would be buying your products, digital products I'm referring to. The first one is going to be solutions to the problems. Like if there is a problem that people are facing and your product, your digital product, like maybe your online course, maybe your coaching program, or maybe your digital book is eventually going to solve that out. So that is eventually going to be the first factor, which is going to influence your target market to simply buy the product that you are creating. Okay, for example, let me give you an example here. For example, that you are an entrepreneur and you are running a business of e-commerce, say suppose, and within that complete business activities, there is one activity that you are lagging behind, and that is social media marketing. You are not good at social media marketing. So, what are the options that you have at the moment? Keeping the fact in mind that you are into your initial phases. So, first option, you can hire a digital marketing agency, which is going to cost you a lot. So, you're not going to do that. Let's throw that option outside the window. The second option, you can hire a freelancer, and that freelancer is eventually going to do the task for you, or you can hire an employee that will do the task for you. But again, it's going to be a very costly offer as well. So we are not going to do that either. Last option is, how about this, that you can simply enroll yourself into a coaching program or maybe into an online course, or maybe you can buy a digital book onto the internet, and you can simply get to know each and everything about social media marketing by yourself. So say suppose it's an online course that you have purchased, and with the help of that, you have got to know each and everything, all the ins and outs you now know about digital marketing. You can simply start the social media marketing by yourself. You don't need anybody's assistance. You don't need any digital marketing agency. You don't need any freelancer or any employee to do this for you. You can do this by yourself. And eventually, it's going to be a lesser, or it is eventually going to be a cheaper option than that of going for a digital marketing agency or maybe hiring somebody for your work. Because as we know, online course is not eventually going to cost you more than 80 or maybe 70 pounds, not more than that. And the skill that you have learned, this skill is something which is going to serve you for the rest of your life. So what was the problem? Social media marketing. What was the solution that you implemented? You have simply enrolled yourself for an online course that helped you to understand each and everything, and now you're doing this at your own. So that is how eventually you're going to assess and analyze that if you are going to be creating these digital products. I'm talking about all the products, okay? So if you're going to create any digital products, so keeping these factors in mind, this specific factor, that problem to solution or solution to problem, if you're going to keep this factor in mind, then obviously you're going to create something according to this. And with respect to that, you would definitely come to know that how many people are eventually going to buy this product. Because if that problem is being faced by 100 people, so that means that 100 people are eventually going to be your target market. But if the problem is bigger and the number of people who are facing that is even much more bigger than that, say suppose like there are millions of people that are facing this problem and your product can solve the issue. So in that situation, obviously that millions of people that we were referring before, they are eventually going to be your target market. So even before you start working onto these digital products, you would eventually get to know that how many people would be there and would be your target market to whom your product would concern to. Okay. The second factor, which is eventually going to influence people to buy your product, is going to be the interest factor. So say suppose that Gertrude has recently developed an interest of playing guitar or learn how to play a guitar. So what would be Gertrude's options? First option, she can simply enroll herself into maybe an online or maybe a guitar classes. For that, she have to go to some place and maybe a shop, maybe an academy, maybe a college, maybe something like that, wherever the classes are basically happening. But Gertrude would definitely have one problem with that. And what would be the problem? Maybe possible that the classes are happening between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And at that time, Gertrude has to be on the work. So obviously, she's not going to leave her work, so maybe she have to leave the classes for learning the guitar because it's just a hobby or an interest that has simply developed. What is the second option that Gertrude can have? How about this, that Gertrude can simply enroll herself for an online course? And say suppose that Gertrude is working from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. and between 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. she's free and she can accommodate that time for learning guitar. So when it comes to an online course, whenever you have a convenient time, you can definitely have your classes done at that time. You can learn the thing that you want to learn at that time. There's no particular specific time that you have to be specifically available at this time. No, that's not how it works. You can have, you can do whatever you want when it comes to like an online course learning section. You can learn, you can simply get an access to that online course the way you want, the time you want. You can have the flexible timing. You can go with like maybe one day you can have a time for having this online course. The other day, maybe you can skip, and then the day after that day, you can definitely have one more session of having that online course. That okay, so we can learn it after one day. We can have a class at maybe 9 p.m., maybe 10 p.m., maybe 11 p.m. Whenever you are free, whenever your time is convenient, you can have it by your way. So this is going to be the second influence, or this is going to be the second factor, which is eventually going to influence people to buy your product. So if you're going to be keeping these two factors in mind, and after that, you would be designing, developing your product, you would definitely get to know that what kind of demand you are going to get and how you're going to cater that demand, how you're going to cater that target audience or target market that you have simply designed for this hustle. All right. Lastly, with respect to these digital products, with these three digital products, there's just one last thing that I would love to mention, and that is no matter whatever your industry is, no matter whatever your experience is, no matter whatever your skills are, you can absolutely use all of those skills from all of those industries, from all of those perspectives where you have simply invested some time to learn all of that. Because say suppose you're working into music industry, say suppose you're working into construction industry, say suppose that you're working into like maybe a food and beverage industry. If you think that you're working into these industries that are said to be like maybe till some extent they're said to be like they're not non-technical industries, like they have nothing to do with information and technology, they have nothing to do with coding, programming, computer languages and all. And that's true, though they are going to be technical into their own fields, there's no doubt about there. But when it comes to information technology, obviously these are the industries that are like not relevant with the information and technology and all. Okay. Even after that, I can assure you one simple fact, and that is if you think that the products that you're going to create from these industries, as of any digital product is concerned, and it's not going to work out, you're absolutely wrong. I can show you an example here so that you can have uh, like true confidence in what you can do and what your industry can or may have to offer you. So I'm going to go into Coursera. Okay, this is one platform where people from all over the globe, all over the world, they simply gather around and they simply create and sell courses. Okay, now here I'm going to write music. So say suppose it's about music industry, or maybe let's take some more non-technical thing like maybe cooking. Though cooking is a very technical field, but it's not relevant with the information and technology. So this, these are the results that we're going to find in cooking. Here you can see there are eventually going to be thousands and thousands of courses that we're going to find out over here. Okay, so these are all the courses that are relevant with cooking. All right, now how about this, that we can open one random course like this one. I'm sorry. So how about this, we can open up any random course that we think is very basic. Introduction to food and health. It's a very basic course. I guess everybody does know a little bit idea about this course and all. What are the things which are eventually going to be discussed over here? That food and health. Obviously, we have some sort of idea about that. Now, what do you think? What do you expect that what would be the demand of this one topic? I'm not talking about the complete cooking courses because that we can see that there were like thousands of courses that we can see on just one platform, and that's Coursera. Okay, there are so many courses listed onto Coursera. I'm not talking about other platforms like Udemy is there and Kajabi is there and Gumtree is there. I'm not talking about that. I'm simply referring to one platform. And within that one platform, I have simply selected one course. And obviously, keeping the niche, the industry in mind, we are not so hopeful that this product, I mean, don't think so that it could have performed well. But just to amaze you and just to keep you interested for creating these digital products, I've got a figure, and that figure is 1,024,487. That is the number of people who have already bought this course. And say, suppose this course, and this is not a free course, by the way, these are the paid courses. Not even a single course you're going to find on Coursera, Udemy, and Kajabi that's going to be free. Maybe possible that there are certain discount campaigns going on and you can get a very huge discount over that. But when it comes to these platforms, eventually you have to buy each and every single course by yourself. And keeping a market price, let's go let's go beneath the market price. Let's go with $10 or £10 against this one course. And that is eventually going to be the price of this course that I can show you. So say suppose it's $10. So simple as that. Multiply $10 with 1,024,487 because that's the total number of people who have actually bought this and they have bought it at $10. So the result that we are going to get would be around 10 million. $10 million have been generated with the help of just one course. I'm not talking about the other courses that we can see. I mean, there was a whole lot about that. I mean, there were like thousands and thousands of courses. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about one simple course, and that is Stanford Introduction to Food and Health. And this course was created and instructed by Maya Adam. So this one lady, whose name is Maya Adams, she has generated $10 million from one course and from one platform. So if there is a course out there from your industry that people are creating and they're making money by selling those courses, why can't you? And the niche that I've selected, again, this niche is not that volatile, not that competitive. I mean, I'm not talking about Python. I'm not talking about any computer language. I'm not talking about any application development, or I'm not even talking about AI-based platforms. I'm talking about cooking. I'm talking about food. I'm talking about uh, health and all. And even there, if this is the potential, then you can simply think that if you have a very rare or very special kind of expertise, you want to use that for creating these courses, obviously you can do that. And there is absolutely going to be a demand for that. All right. Now, moving on to coaching programs. When it comes to coaching programs, it's almost similar to online course, but there's just one thing different. I mean, I'm going to say that when it comes to the content part, it's going to be exactly the same. Okay. The same way you would be sharing the content into an online course would be the same way you would be sharing it into a coaching program. But there's just one thing which is going to be an add-on for coaching program, and that is going to be the exclusivity. What do we mean by that? We are going to provide sessions to our learners. It's going to be one-to-one session. It's going to be a group session. It's going to be meetings. It's online meetings. There are going to be webinars. All right. There are going to be online classes. That's what we would be doing. That's what we would be offering to our students. With the help of that, they would get a better understanding about the program that they have selected for the coaching purpose. Now, if there's an exclusivity element there where we would be giving extra time to our learners, so obviously we're going to be charging them according to that as well. Because if an online course is for like maybe 80 or maybe £100, so with respect to that, the coaching program is eventually going to be charging people at maybe starting from £400, depending upon the niche, market, industry, people, audience. That would be the starting price on an average. So £400 for one learner. Say suppose there are like going to be 10 learners, you can do the maths. Same goes with digital books. Again, just like a regular book, but it's going to be a book that is going to be available only over the internet. It's going to be sold over the internet, and eventually it's going to be developed over the internet. But again, the functionality would be same as any regular book that you can find into a library or maybe into a bookstore. Then we have communities. When it comes to communities, basically these communities are the groups that you can create, and you can add multiple people into those groups, but those people that you would be adding into one community should be like-minded. That's a compulsion. Why is that so? Say suppose that you have created a community or maybe a group of 30 people and all of them are entrepreneurs. You are the one who's going to be the moderator of that group. You are the one who's going to be managing all the activities happening into that group. You are the one who's going to be initiating multiple discussions, forums, and polls into that group. And the discussions that would be eventually happening into that group would be relevant with the business, because if they are entrepreneurs, obviously you would be talking about the business, where people would be simply sharing their experiences, would be sharing their problems, that these are the problems that have been faced by them into this business. And other people may be giving recommendations, or maybe they are going to be providing some pros and tips with the help of that they can cope up with the situation. So it's going to be very healthy kind of activity which is going to be happening in these groups. And just because of that, all the entrepreneurs who are going to be a part of that group or community, they would definitely have lots of interest in staying into that group. Now, that's the point where you would actually start to charge them. Each and every individual who's going to be a part of that group, you would be charging them. You would be like simply they have to bear the cost to stay into the group. It's fair and square equation. You can charge them on a monthly scale, you can charge them on a maybe quarterly scale, maybe on a bi-yearly scale, maybe on a yearly scale as well. That's totally up to you. Then we have online events, just like the regular events, but these are the events that are going to be created, that are only going to be attended, and that are only going to be happening over the internet. No physical events, just the digital events. You would be creating these digital events. People who would show interest to join these events, you are going to be selling them the tickets so that they can join these events. So from there, you would be generating another stream of revenue. Then we have e-commerce. That means that just like the other e-commerce platforms, this platform is eventually going to allow you and empower you to simply start selling any physical product that you want. Though there are eventually going to be some of the limitations and restrictions there, but when it comes to physical products, obviously you can add as many physical products as you want, but the condition is that all those products should be legal and they do not contradict with the policies of your own country. And you can sell whatever you want apart from that. Okay, all you need to do is simple as that, and list your product onto your web page. People coming onto your web page, they are simply going to buy the product directly from you. So more the product means more the variety. More the variety means more the people would be coming onto your web page. More the people would be coming onto your web page means more the sales could happen. That's how probability works. That is how eventually the e-commerce business works. But you need to make sure that the products that you're adding, obviously these products needs to be in trendy products, needs to be the products that has a good demand in the market. So eventually this is something which is also going to be discussed into our other virtual sessions, so you don't need to worry about that. But the more the products, the better. And lastly, it's recruitment. So when it comes to recruitment, this particular hustle is going to allow you to simply start working as an independent recruiter, or maybe you can start your own recruitment agency where you could be helping businesses to simply hire the right candidate for their business. And against every single successful placement that you're going to make, you would be generating revenues from there. Now, the question here is, why on earth these companies, these businesses would need our help? So I'm going to ask you a question. I guess that is going to be easy for you to understand. Say, suppose there's a company that you're running and they are just two people that are working into that company or into that business. One person is working into the sales division. The second one is working into the, say, suppose, marketing division. And then there's you. Now you need to add one more person from the IT side who's going to be an application developer. And as we know, maybe possible that you don't know anything about application development. So there is a high chance, a higher probability that you might hire a wrong fit for this job, a misfit for this job, a wrong candidate for this job. And eventually, if that happens, obviously you're going to incur lots of losses because your whole operations they are going to get disturbed. You cannot provide what you are establishing. So how to get rid of from a problem like that? Eventually, you're going to have some external help, external support from these recruiters that are working as an independent recruiter or maybe as an independent recruitment agency. You're going to reach out to them, or either they're going to reach out to you. And if there is a recruiter or an agency who has an you can say specialization in application development or in IT or information and technology, who knows that from where you can get the right candidate for this purpose. So eventually they're going to dig that out, they're going to find that candidate for you, they're going to provide you that candidate, and that is eventually going to be the right candidate for this position. So that is how eventually these recruitment business works. Usually the small companies, the small enterprises, the medium enterprises, they face problems like this all the time. So you can reach out to these businesses, you can reach out to these companies, and you can offer them your recruitment services. And I can assure you that they would definitely be getting you on board. And as we know that they are only gonna pay us once a placement is being made. So these are all the hustles that can help you get started for generating revenues. Now, if you have any question, please do let me know. Otherwise, we can conclude the session. Gertrude, Cesar, do you have any question?
Yeah, hello. Good
Yes, yes.
afternoon. So my question is still on the recruitment thing, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I've got other things. I've got an ebook that I just finished writing, but I'm still putting some things in place. But then
Mm-hmm.
with the recruitment one, I really want to start it. 'Cause I've been trying to start it for a long time, but I believe I've not gotten enough support.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where I want to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Now then I can explore on other things later.
Yep,
So
yep, yep. That's even a better you can say approach. Because if you are doing one thing and you would be stepping into other things as well, so you won't be able to complete any one of them. So it's really good approach. I really admire that you have done with one thing and now you're simply switching to another one. So with that, what I can do for you, said it, is that right after this session, I'm going to send you a message on your WhatsApp. Okay. And that message would contain the links for recruitment related sessions that are eventually going to be happening in this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow. So within these 2 days, whenever the recruitment related sessions would be happening, I would be sharing you the complete details like timings and the links. All you need to do is simply click on that link at the time of uh, that
so
session.
session, are they starting from the very beginning, or they're just talking about what you do during the when
It's
you have
going
your
to
recruitment
be
company?
it's going to be from the very beginning as well. I mean,
Okay,
I'll
okay,
definitely I'll make sure
okay,
that I
okay.
provide you the session that is going to be the
Mm,
from very basic.
okay, then, thank you.
All right, great, great. So that any other question, please, or we can conclude the session. All right. So I guess that's pretty much it from my side. I wish you best of luck, and I hope to have you guys joining the session anytime soon. Thanks, and looking forward to
Thank
your kind
you.
response. Take good care of yourself, and have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.
So, bye.
Bye.
Bye.